We've got the Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 in brilliant blue.
This car's been out for quite a few years. We're going to get in and find out if it still holds up. Whoa, Andrea, do you remember the very first video we did together years ago?
Yes, it was the GLC.
Yeah, times have changed, years have gone by, but the GLC is still here. What's under the hood of this car?
A 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a 9-speed automatic transmission, 255 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 100 in 6.2 seconds.
So this car is sort of at the end of its life cycle, but I'm going to contend that I think it still holds up rather well, even compared with some new hot competition. You know what we're going to do right now, Andrea?
What are we going to do?
The key standard features. What do you get in a GLC?
Here are the base model features in Canada: a 7-inch MBUX touchscreen with touchpad controller, a 5.5-inch instrument cluster display, heated front seats, power front seats with memory, heated power folding side mirrors, LED headlights and LED taillights, 19-inch wheels, and blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert.
The switch here, dynamic mode. What are we going to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit the notification bell, you'll be notified when all those videos drop, and then you can watch them.
5 videos a week. We do this, a couple car review every Wednesday.
We do another couple car review every Saturday.
Monday it's the live show.
Tuesday's always a comparison.
And Friday some cool old or collectible car. How you find out is to subscribe, but also follow Andrea on Instagram, motormouth_Andrea. For me, it's motormouth_auto, and the links are below. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. I think Mercedes has done a great job of marrying two things, some performance and luxury. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. This is nimble. It's pretty quick for a 2-liter 4-cylinder, and it has a smooth drive. I really like the shifting of this 9-speed automatic transmission. Very smooth. Takes corners with ease. I find it a really comfortable drive.
So their performance settings, that dynamic switch, we have to take it out of subscribe.
Yes.
And we'll put it into Sport and Sport Plus. When you put it in those higher settings, it becomes really quite aggressive. So it has a nice chameleon effect. They've done a good job with that.
Whether you're in the city or on the highway, you will enjoy this drive.
So this car has been out for many years, but I really like this particular one. The color, the wheels, the way it looks. What do you like about the outside?
Yeah, I really like the chrome grille. It's got a diamond design, and that's in the night package, and that comes with the black accents throughout in the 19-inch wheels.
And how much is that?
That's $2,100.
But these wheels, are these included?
No, these are 20-inch wheels, and no, they're not included. That's going to cost you another $750.
All right, I think you're going to see a trend here. So on the outside, I think the wheels are what makes the stance of this look particularly good.
Yeah, a lot of people think that this GLC has a bit of a feminine look to it. I guess I can kind of see that if you don't have all of these extra features. So I'm with you, Zach. 20-inch wheels, night package, a must.
All right, now on the inside. So this has the new MBUX system.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit of a hybrid of the old system and their new, because it's not all one screen like we see in other cars.
Yes, the GLA and the GLB have the updated screens. This GLC does not, and I think it's a mistake by Mercedes-Benz. It comes standard with a 7-inch touchscreen, but we have the upgraded 10.25.
And now how much is that?
So that's in the premium package for $4,500.
And that obviously comes with the digital instrument cluster, right?
No, the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster is in the technology package for $1,900.
So I have to get 2 different packages to get those 2 things.
You sure do.
All right, so you love the ambient lighting in here.
Yeah.
That's got to be included, right?
Nope, that's in the Premium Plus package for $2,100. That also includes the foot-activated power tailgate.
Now, the panel roof, you love that.
Yes, I do.
Is that included?
No, that's in the premium package, which comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Yes, none of these things are standard.
So you've got to get the night package on this. You've got to get extra wheels. You've got to get 2 or 3 separate packages to get it to look like this?
Yep.
So is this what you would order?
I would, except I want the heated steering wheel, and that's extra for $250. And I want heated rear seats And that's extra for $550. When does it end?
Well, exactly. When does it end? Why don't you just go and get a C63? But they'll have packages for that too.
Of course.
All right, so let's get into the size in the back seat. This is a nice size vehicle. I think they've done a fairly good job for the average consumer.
The second row is very spacious for this class. There's lots of leg room and it keeps up with the competition.
We have a new feature, carry on a cooler. How did the GLC do, Andrea?
It did pretty well, but not best in class, that's for sure, amongst the competition.
Now the GLC is going to be replaced at some point. It's getting towards the end of its run here, but I still contend that this has held up incredibly well.
Yeah, I like this interior. It's well designed. It has an elegant and sophisticated feel to it. What do you think of this light beige color in here?
I am going to absolutely shock you, Andrea. I think it makes this car.
Does it
Between
ever?
the color of the blue and the cream interior, but it's not white, it's cream. But beware, light colored seats can get dirty in a hurry.
I also like the wood trim in here and the brushed aluminum. There's a really nice contrast of trims in this GLC.
It's still there, Andrea. The old column-mounted shifter. You love it, don't you?
Oh, I love it. Every time I get into a Mercedes-Benz, I say, yeah, the column shifter. No, I don't like it.
And I don't like the seat controls on the door. Somebody wrote in a comment, they've been doing that for 30 years. I know. It's an old way of doing it. They should get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to get into now? Your questions and some coffee.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
My whole family is enjoying all of your content. Great job, guys. How usable is the cargo area of the GLC, and is there a new generation of the GLC on the way? So the cargo area, when all seats are in use, is actually quite small behind the second row, one of the smallest in this class.
Really?
So if you are a growing family and you've got to put a stroller back there, make sure you take the stroller with you it fits when you're test driving this.
This is something you should do with any car. If you have car seats, take them to the dealer. If you have strollers, take them to the dealer. If you take an elderly grandma out every Sunday for dinner, take her and make sure she fits in the car. That's stuff you should do.
Yes. And there is a new model coming. When? We don't know. It hasn't been confirmed. But you're thinking maybe in the next 18 months?
Yeah, so there's this is the GLC. It's based on the C-Class platform. A new C-Class is being delivered already in Europe. We're waiting to get it here in North America. They will build a new GLC on that platform probably within the next 18 months.
Comparing it to the new GV70, which one is the better of the two? I personally feel the Genesis is the winner, especially for the price. Well, there's no doubt about it. The GV70 is gorgeous. I think Genesis has done a wonderful job, but you're right. You can get a fully loaded 2.5 liter turbo 4 in the Genesis for less than this model that we have. The one that we're test driving is over $63,000. Now, the GLC does start at just under $50,000, just like the Genesis.
But we've already gone through, you have to add all of the packages. Do you know what this car has that the Genesis doesn't have? The three-pointed star, Andrea.
Yeah.
And really, what is a luxury brand? A luxury brand is heritage. Mercedes-Benz, Daimler, the oldest car company in the world, over 100 years of heritage. It's like if somebody brought out a really good handbag that's better than a Louis Vuitton. Is it a Louis Vuitton?
No.
If somebody brought out a pair of really cool sunglasses, but they're not Chanel, is it the same?
No.
So this is a Mercedes-Benz. Genesis has to get years and decades under their belt to compete with the good old three-pointed star. It's like you could get a better watch than a Rolex. Is it a Rolex? No.
The thing is, these luxury brands make some people feel special and they want them. It's worth the extra money for them. My experience with the GLC has been that it's not very insulated in the cabin, especially with an agricultural sounding petrol engine that had every passenger thinking it was a diesel. Has that changed?
Well, wait a second. I'm just going to say something because this person saying petrol sounds like they're in Europe.
Yes.
And in Europe, you get different size engines. Now, maybe a smaller displacement engine that's sold in Europe maybe does sound like a tractor.
Maybe.
But this one does not.
No, this is really refined. It really fits into the luxury class, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Smooth, quiet, refined
Listen,
drive.
it's a 4-cylinder turbo. It has that sound. There you go.
Great content and love your videos. How does the GLC compare to the Audi Q5 and BMW X3 when it comes to the drive? Do you want to start first?
X3 is the champ of the three. It definitely has the more dynamic drive. The Q5, as we always say, is the best.
All-rounder.
And this one is kind of straddles both. It has good handling, but is a luxury feel at the same time, and a guy just started the lawnmower.
So I would pick the X3 certainly for the drive. The Q5, I think that the cabin is a little bit louder. But for me, I'm with you. X3 all the way for the drive.
Are we all done?
We're all done.
Oh,
That's
good.
it. Thank
Because they're
you
cutting the grass.
Thank you so much for all of your questions. Keep them coming.
Don't forget, if you want to get a comment or question in, it's motormouth_Andrea on Instagram. And right now, because you hear the music, it's time for Nightlife. We keep one question back from Questions, Coffee, and Cars and expand on it. It's our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
I absolutely love the GLC. It's probably one of my favorite luxury SUVs on the market right now. I love the styling of the interior and exterior, and even though it is a bit old, the car hides its age so very well. Do you think the GLC is at the top of its class? Do you think it's still a worthy competitor given its age?
I think that's the amazing thing about this product, is it has held up so well. It's still as competitive as ever.
Yeah, that's the surprising thing about this. I haven't been in an interior this nice since we've been in the GV70, the new Genesis. That is brand new.
Yeah, the other thing is Mercedes-Benz didn't sit on their hands. They actually updated this along the way. So a couple of years ago, they brought out the big screen. They went for the digital instrument cluster. They put in the MBUX system.
Yeah.
Because we had the G-Wagon, like 250 grand for that thing, and it had the old command control system.
Yeah.
So at least they've updated it. So if you compare it to its competition on technology, it's got everything.
Yeah, and horsepower and torque, it competes with all of them nicely. So for sure, I'm actually surprised there's a new GLC coming. I think all this really needs is the new screens that are in the GLA and GLB to make it a little bit more modern looking.
Now, we've talked about all the packages that you have to buy, so let's get into what this thing starts at and what this particular one costs with our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. The base model GLC starts at just under $50,000. Prices tested just over $63,000. JD Power gives the GLC an overall score of 80 out of 100 and a quality and reliability score of 77 out of 100. Car Edge states the GLC will retain 49% of its value after 5 years.
Here's the fuel economy. The GLC gets 11.3 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.5 on the highway. That's 21 miles per gallon city, 28 miles per gallon highway. The GLC can tow 3,500 pounds, and the warranty is 4 years, 80,000 kilometers, or 50,000 miles. Now, Andrea, in Questions, Coffee, and Cars, we touched on a lot of the competition.
We did.
Do you want to get into it?
I do.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
First up is the Audi Q5 with a 2-liter Turbo 4 engine with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. It has 261 horsepower and a starting price of $46,500.
Next is the Cadillac XT5, 237 horsepower with a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder and a 9-speed automatic transmission. It starts at just over $44,000.
The BMW X3 has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 248 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $52,500.
A Japanese alternative is the Acura RDX with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder and a 10-speed automatic transmission. The most power in this group, 272 horsepower, and a starting price of $44,500. So there are 4 compact luxury crossovers for you to consider. And it's lightning round. 2 things you like to see improved.
Well, I love the drive of this. I think it's very smooth, as well as the 9-speed automatic transmission. Well done. What I'd like to see improved, I want wireless Apple CarPlay, maybe make it a standard feature, and clean up your packages, Mercedes-Benz. We should have some of these features in one package.
I like the way it looks, especially this one with the bigger wheels and that diamond grille we talked about in the packages. And I do do like the way it drives. It's held up very well. I'd like to get rid of the controls for the seats on the doors and the column shifter, then it would be perfect.
This GLC is sophisticated and elegant looking, but boy, the price sure climbs quickly.
This thing is holding up really well in a very competitive market. Won't be long till we get a new one. Can't wait.
This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.